Welcome to the Black Knight Nation podcast. I'm Sal Interdonato. Black Knight Nation podcast is sponsored by Higher Echelon. Higher Echelon is a company owned by Joe Ross, a former Army football player, Army football coach, and now he's been gracious enough to sponsor this podcast. And this is a Next Up podcast. We haven't done one of these in a while, but this is where we get a chance to talk to the Army 2021 commits. And tonight we have all offensive lineman commits. Braden, thanks for getting this together tonight, and this is pretty awesome. You guys they call them the mob at West Point, so you're starting your own little 2021 mob here with the offensive linemen. Thanks a lot, guys. Braden Bartosh, Cody Bradford, and Tanner Bivins here tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having us on. This is great.
Thank you.
Sir, thank you.
Tanner, thanks for taking the time. You know, this is your birthday, and you're outside giving us a second. So we'll go to you first. We'll ask you, first off, just what during the recruiting process, kind of what stood out for West Point, and kind of talk to us a little bit about your recruiting story and how you were able to commit to Army.
So I went up to West Point March 4th last year, and that's when I got offered. I think I'm one of the only guys out of all the commits who's been up on campus. And when I stepped on campus, it was like something different, something special. Pretty much knew I wanted to go there from the second I stepped on campus. And then also the relationships I built with Coach Davis and Coach Tuatelli over the course of the last 6 months really helped my decision.
Gotcha. Yeah, for Braden and Cody, it's different, right? 2020 and 2020 for the 2021 class, recruiting was different. Were you guys able to get up to West Point before the pandemic or no?
No, we were not able to. I wasn't able to.
So how?
Yeah, I wasn't able to either. But I still had a lot of phone calls, a lot of FaceTimes, a lot of texts from all the coaches and stuff. So even though I wasn't able to go there, it was still cool because they did a lot of virtual stuff. And even though I didn't really get the real experience, but it was still close enough to where I kind of knew West Point was home for sure.
How about you, Cody? How did it go for you?
Back in the summer is when they first started talking to me, and obviously not being able to get on campus. They were sending out virtual campus visits. And then I was able to talk to all the coaches. I talked to most of the coaching staff on FaceTime. They just showed me some practices and stuff like that. And it just looked like the place I needed to be.
Gotcha. And you got the background there too, right, Cody? So you're all set.
Oh, yeah. No, my whole basement's pimped out.
Oh, yeah. No, he showed us it. I was like, bro, oh, my gosh, this is crazy. You got it's like an Army man cave. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Where did you get? What's your most prized possession there, Cody?
Definitely this right here. Definitely my letter of intent.
That's true.
Oh yeah,
Navy.
Absolutely. Tanner, I was thinking about maybe. I think you and Cody. Do you guys have a background in wrestling? Both of you guys, or no?
Cody, you can go if you want.
I actually just wrestled my freshman year, and I actually hated it.
Yeah. I wrestled. I've been wrestling since freshman year. I was fortunate enough to be a 3-time state finalist in the state of Georgia, sophomore, junior, and senior year. So I did wrestle, but I wrestled when I was a kid, and then I quit because I didn't really like it. My dad convinced me to go back to it.
I covered wrestling for a while. I mean, it's one of the more dedicated sports, right, Tanner? I mean, how much do you think that will help you out for football? Do you think it helped you out at all for football or no?
It definitely did. Sophomore year was when I started to go up, trajectory-wise for football. And that was when my wrestling started going I started getting better at wrestling as well. It's helped with my balance and footwork and all that and conditioning. I think it's really helped me in the long run.
What do you guys think about playing the Army's offense? Because obviously you're going to run about 95% of the time. I'm not sure if that's something that you guys are used to at the high school level, and if you think that it'll be a little bit of adjustment getting used to, the pass blocking is going to be maybe minimal, but the run blocking is going to be definitely a priority.
Yeah, I mean, I can start us off with this. My team, we have like a spread offense. We actually pass more than we run. But I'm very much looking forward to the whole running like thing. I think if you commit to Army as an offensive lineman, like you kind of know what you're in for with our offense wise and stuff. And I love run blocking. I think it's the best part. I think it's just like you versus the man again, like you're going against, and that's usually when you get all your pancakes. It's usually when you get all your like really physical blocks. Like it's definitely like one of my favorite parts of being an offensive lineman. So I'm looking forward to the offense that they have up there at Army.
What do you think, Cody?
The offense we ran at Flowery Branch is like a little more balanced. Is very equal in the pass game and the run game. So I think like run blocking just like kind of just means more to you as an offensive lineman. You know, just manhandling the guy in front of you and just getting yards. And like if you don't have your assignment blocked, then you lose yards. And it's just something about that just like makes you feel good. I think it's pretty cool. So I mean, run blocking is definitely my favorite thing. So.
Tanner, can you practice cut blocking before you get to West Point, or you just gonna have to experience it up there? I guess he didn't hear the question, but I mean, with Army's offense, there's a lot of cut blocking involved. Is that something that you guys just have to wait until you get up there to experience, or is it something that you can practice, or can you take mental reps on that, or what can you do to get ready for that?
I feel like you can. I mean, we practice cut blocking at our school, like here and there. But yeah, I feel like that's just something that you can kind of do, but nobody really wants to be a live dummy for that. Like, honestly, just where you just literally dive at some guy's knees. Like, nobody's going to really want to do that. So it is kind of something to where you're just going to have to get that kind of more at West Point. But you can kind of still prepare yourself in a little bit. Just with like pads and stuff. But I feel like the real like somebody actually running into it type of thing is kind of difficult to perform just like on your own and stuff. So
yeah, no doubt. How much you look at the season Army had in 2020. I mean, when Army's recruiting you, obviously you guys are following it pretty closely. How much of that plays into a factor of your decision and even those service academy games with Air Force and Navy, where they were able to have some pretty solid wins and win the Commander-in-Chief's trophy. How closely are you following the program, and what do you think about where the program's at?
I definitely think the program's like very elevated. I mean, I watched a lot of the games this past season, and just to see like how it all comes together, like the option and everything, just like that nasty defense that they play, and just manhandling everybody. I think it was pretty cool to see, especially on TV.
yeah, I just remember watching, especially the games in the beginning before I actually committed. I was really watching Army tightly and stuff because they were definitely my number one pick for a while. But I just remember watching them on TV, and then there was like a 95-yard, or I think it was something like that. It was like a 90-yard touchdown where they ran it the entire time, and it was like those like plays and stuff. I just saw it and I was like, that's something I want to be a part of. That is like the coolest thing I've seen as an offensive lineman, because I feel like a lot of people, whenever they watch football, they watch the running back, they watch the quarterback, whatever. But of course, me as an offensive lineman, I feel like I'm one of the weird ones that watched the offensive line the whole time. But like when watching that was like so cool. Like they were just manhandling their guys, and I was like, that's something I want to be a part of for sure. So.
Tanner, are you ready for some 20-play drives for Army? When you're on the field for a good 8 to 10 minutes, a chunk, and punch it into the end zone.
I'm ready for that. Me coming from a small high school, I had to play both ways, so I never really came off the field anyway. So I'm ready for the long drives and diving at kneecaps.
But Tanner, were you recruited by Navy? Did Navy take any interest in you?
Yes, sir. I was offered by Navy 2 days after Army offered me, and they recruited me pretty hard. I actually went up to Navy in late July, like right before I committed, and I just really didn't like it at all. to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what's up.
What happened? What did you what was different between Army and Navy for you?
I went to the city of Annapolis, and I just didn't get the good feel that I did when I was up at West Point. I kind of like the, off in the woods kind of vibe to me more than the city. That's how I've always been. I just didn't feel right when I was there.
Braden or Cody, did you get any interest from the other service academies?
Yeah, I got interest from both Air Force and Navy. Air Force was actually the first team that I talked to. They came in to my school pretty early on in my recruiting. I think it was like my sophomore or junior year, somewhere around there. Then I think Navy offered me about 2 weeks after Army offered me, because Army was the first service academy that offered me, and then Navy was the second. They were right after for the most part.
Air Force was the when coaches were out, doing like traveling around the country and stuff. Air Force was like the first school that I talked to, and then early in like my senior year, like the recruiting process and everything, that's when I talked to Navy, but I never like got offered from any of the other service academies.
Gotcha. I just as a a high school football player, what's it like when all three of those academies are showing some sort of interest in you? What's that like for you guys? Do you have to put like do you have pros and cons of each service academy, or is it just kind of a feel and just conversations with coaches that does it?
For me, Air Force is immediately off the table. That's, to me, I just don't view Air Force as the top caliber service academy. There's a reason there's the Army Navy game, and Air Force is never a part of that. So they were immediately eliminated. And then I don't know. I just feel like Army football screams a different brand, even though they all run the same offense than Navy. That was something I wanted to be a part of.
Yeah, I mean, kind of piggybacking off of what Tanner said, like Air Force, it was cool. And the only really reason why I liked Air Force was because it was closer to home. For me, I live in Kansas City, Missouri. So New York is kind of a distance for me, but it didn't feel right when I was talking to the coaches. Once again, I really wanted to be part of the Army Navy game. That's something huge for me. Navy, whenever I was talking to them, once again, it didn't really feel right. Every time I talked to Army, it always felt right. I loved my the guy who recruited me, and I really loved which was Coach Tank, and then I really loved Coach Tuatelli the whole way through. And for Navy, it just wasn't really like that. Same with Air Force. It just wasn't really like that.
Yeah, definitely. Like when I was talking to Navy, I didn't get the same like welcoming feeling like I did from like Coach Davis and Coach Tuatelli and all the coaches I talked to. It didn't even feel like home at all. But like talking to the coaches at Army definitely made it feel like family.
With your decisions, how much of it is serving, the serving part of it? Yeah, you're going to play some big time football, but then once you graduate from West Point, then you have the 5 years of service, the commitment. How much did that play a role in your guys' decisions?
For me, that was also a role, like another role in my decision. I really liked the Army ever since I was like starting high school. Like I remember during our summers we had the Marines come for like do workouts with us and stuff for football, and I just loved it. I loved every part of it. I loved the grit that they had. I loved like the brotherhood that it all brings in. I loved all of it. But Army, the branch of Army, was always one that I wanted to be in instead of Navy or Air Force, because I mean, honestly, I don't really like to swim. Not really a big swimmer over here for Navy. And then Air Force, I didn't really see myself with anything flying either. So, but Army, just like being a part of that brotherhood, already with the football team, and then being a part of the brotherhood of like, the military is a huge part of it. That's something that I definitely knew I was getting myself into. So.
I come from a more of like a military background in my family, so it was really like a no-brainer for me. Just like make them proud and just carry on the legacy of my family.
Yeah, same with me. My dad was the only one who hasn't served in the Army in the recent past of my family. My grandfather and then great grandfather, all of them, they served in the Army. So it was pretty much a no brainer for me as well.
Gotcha. Just looking at Army, right? It's a national recruiting platform. Braden, you're from Missouri. Cody and Tanner, you're from Georgia. I mean, they span to Hawaii. I think this class might have like 32 states represented in the recruiting class, which is crazy if you ask me. I just wanted to first we'll talk to Cody and Tanner about Georgia. There's a lot of Georgia players currently on this team. From Dean Powell is one of them. Jackson Powell, his brother, is on here. Do you guys know any of the current players, and how much of did that play into your decision? Just knowing that the Peach State, so to speak, was pretty well represented in this program.
I know Daniel Parrish because he went to a school. He actually went to the high school that knocked us out of the playoffs this year, Prince Avenue Christian. So I knew him before. I also knew a couple guys from. I know Jacob Smith's not in this call, but he goes to Buford. Him and Cody live probably 15 minutes from each other.
5 minutes.
And yeah. So a bunch of guys come from Buford from there, like quite a few. So I knew a few of the guys who went up there, and then obviously like Jacob and Brandon from Buford, and then all of the rest of us. So it was pretty easy to transition. You could just send a text over to the guy and just ask him any questions because you don't want to annoy the coaches too much. Get on their bad side before you get up there.
Yeah, well, first off, like Georgia's definitely the best place to play high school football, in my opinion. So definitely plays a big role. But
Braden knows.
Don't even start this with me. Don't even start this with me.
But during the recruiting, Coach Tuatelli and Coach Davis put me in contact with Dean Powell, just so I could just ask him a bunch of questions and, like Tanner said, not annoy the coaches too much.
Gotcha. Brady, now Tyson Riley is a Missouri guy, right? Their fullback?
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. I did not know that. I haven't really met anybody from Missouri that went there. But I do know a couple of people. Like one guy, he went to my high school, and I was really good friends with him, and he's up at West Point. And I actually got to know like people like Peyton Reeder and Chris Frey throughout the recruiting process. Those were kind of the guys that I would reach out to that were the older guys and stuff. But other than that, like people like Danny, I played against it. He's one of the other recruits.
Danny Joyner, yeah.
Yeah, and I actually played against him in the regular season. And we were both captains too. That was the cool part of our team. Like Missouri, I don't know if Georgia had this rule, but Missouri, you could only have one captain for the game, and me and him both got picked for that game. So it was really cool. And like I see him all the time. He lives like probably 15 minutes away from me. And then there's also a guy named Marcus. He goes to Lincoln Prep, and that's a little bit further away from me, a little more inside the city. But he's also from Kansas City. So like they've done a good job recruiting Kansas City, and I've got to know those guys through here just from our class alone.
Missouri's jumping up on that state rankings for Army. Cody and Tanner, look out, man.
Oh yeah. Tanner, hey, we're gonna have to do like a little board wars for
I'm not
Georgia or Missouri over here.
Yeah, not worried.
I'm not concerned at all.
Yeah, all right.
There's probably like 10, maybe. Yeah, there's probably about 10 people from Georgia going to West Point this year.
I don't know.
So?
I mean, like, Braden, I don't see you having dinner with the West Point guys on the weekends like me and Cody and Lincoln Parker did this past weekend. I don't see you doing that.
Yeah.
I
just
chemistry
competed.
that you're not building.
Hey, I was just went to Danny's track meet. I don't know what you mean, man. I just went to his track meet. Like we're building. All right.
Yeah.
I saw you in Florida. I don't even gotta live in Georgia. I saw you in Florida. Me and Tanner, I was on spring break in Florida, and so is Tanner. So we ended up driving to see each other. He's a little, just a little guy, but it's cool. So I'm not really too worried about it. I'm not really too worried about the whole board wars action that we're gonna have.
Hey,
I'll definitely represent Kansas City. Huh?
I said that boy Tanner can eat some sushi.
Oh yeah, I could see that though. I could see that whenever I bet him. A lot of sushi.
What's an offensive lineman's like off season like food of choice? Like what you guys what's your guys go to?
Oh, here we
Grilled
go.
chicken.
Ooh, I don't know. Everything.
That's mine.
Everything in the off season, I guess.
Yeah, no, food. This is like my favorite topic. I swear, every time I'm like talking to anybody, it's that's no alignment. All we do is talk about food. But probably chicken Alfredo. Chicken Alfredo is probably my go-to. I love chicken Alfredo.
What was Tanner's?
Mine's grilled chicken and broccoli. Personally, I have it about every night for dinner with my grandma. Swear to God.
You are lying, bro.
I'll
You
send
are
you a
lying.
picture when I get home.
I
have it meal prepped.
He's lying.
Yeah, he's definitely lying. Oh, well, now I'm really not
I watched
scared.
him devour four rolls of sushi the other night. So
See, I like sushi, but that's not my everyday meal.
Sushi's great. Sushi's great, but I end up spending way more than what I need to during sushi just because I never get full from it. I just always end up eating so much sushi. But yeah.
Is spicy tuna roll? Is that where it's at with sushi?
It's right up my alley.
Yes, for sure.
For sure.
Nice. Well, now you guys have you guys decided whether you're going directly to West Point or Army Prep yet?
I'm going prep.
I think all three of us are going prep. We just kind of wanted that extra year under our belt. At least for me personally, I wanted that extra year underneath my belt. Kind of getting used to the lifestyle.
Yeah, I reached out to a bunch of the guys up there because I think we all three had our choice to go prep or direct. I know I did, and I talked to Quincy Bonner. He's at the prep school right now. I actually played against him twice in high school before he left, and he highly recommended the prep school. So did Daniel Parrish, just because it's a nice transition into a harder lifestyle, more rigorous schedule and all that. Harder academics, so they just advised me to do that, and I just took their word on it. So,
yeah. So you guys will be teammates in 2021.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
Have you guys seen pictures of the facility there at the prep school or no?
Somewhat.
I mean, I got to see it, so I was impressed. It was also part of my decision, like because for a while I was like set on going direct. And then I started talking to more of the guys up there, and I was like, maybe I should go prep just to get that extra year of experience in the program and in the weight room. It's a huge advantage for Army, in my opinion, that their prep schools on campus, unlike Navy's, which is in a completely different state. Yeah. So I thought that was impressive when I was up there.
Yeah, and you see sometimes at practices or at games, I know if you're not playing a prep school game, maybe you're in the stands or you're on this, somewhere near Mikey Stadium watching the game that first year. So you even get like almost like a game time experience, so to speak. So that's pretty neat too. And the facilities are pretty. I mean, they're legit. So Tanner will attest they're pretty legit there, right?
They are top of the line.
What do you make of their weight room there, Tanner? You got a chance to see that.
The pictures and videos that they do the weight room no justice than when you're in person and you see it. I had the pleasure of touring a lot of big schools when I was going through my recruiting process, and I would put it up there with any Power 5 weight room, if not better.
Yeah, those videos, I'm sure you guys have saw the off-season videos with the current players, right? If that doesn't get you pumped up, I know you got a couple months still before you guys go, but I mean those videos got to get you pumped up, no doubt, watching that stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure, no doubt.
Well, we were hoping to have Omar on tonight, right? Well, but this is guys. I'll let you know I'm working on something else, another Next Up podcast with a bunch of Katy, Texas commits. So maybe Omar could hop on that one. Casey Shorter is trying to get that one going. So
yeah, you'd have like a full podcast from Katy.
It's crazy, right? 4 or 5 guys, but it's good to get the offensive lineman on tonight, right? And get your guys' take on why you chose West Point and what you're looking forward to. I'll leave the floor up to you guys one by one. Is there anything else you'd like to add about right now and how maybe anxious you are to get up there, or what? Just your West Point story, so to speak.
No, I'm just really excited to get up there and finally meet a lot of people. I know that I got to meet all the coaches and stuff when I was up there in March last year, but I know these guys didn't. I'm sure they're anxious to get up there and see the coaches and start to get to know the players and see the facilities. I just think it'll be awesome when we first get up there. Even though we got to go straight into basic training, I think it'll be a great experience.
Yeah, kind of same thing what Tanner said. I've met almost every recruit that we have. So it'd be really cool to, meet all of them in person and stuff. And I think specifically the O-line, we have our own group chat and all this other stuff. And it's the reason why I picked West Point was because there was a lot of reasons, but when I got committed or whatever, and I finally was able to meet all these guys, I definitely was this is the right decision for sure. So meeting, especially the O lineman, it really sealed the deal for me. So actually getting to meet all these guys, specifically my teammates and coaches, will be really nice to do.
Me personally, I wish I was up there right now. I'm ready to get to work. I miss football.
Yes, I feel that.
Yeah, you wish it were. West Point unfortunately doesn't have any early enrollee, right? You gotta wait until you gotta go. Even the prep school guys got to go through a little bit of basic training before you can get on the football field. So that's a lot different, right? I mean, you guys are taking definitely a different path than most recruits. So,
yes, sir.
Yeah, I feel it'll have its pros and cons for sure.
I got one last question for you guys. What's the name of your group chat?
Oh, it's so lame. If you were looking for a great group chat name, it's just West Point OL. That's the O lineman group chat. But we do have a commit group chat with all the commits. Oh, actually, most of the commits. We can't fit everyone in it because it only holds 64 people. It's called Prison Break. So that's the name of the full one. That one's a little bit more entertaining than West Point OL with a pirate flag.
Yeah, I think speaking of which, I think we need to spice it up a little bit.
Yeah, we can spice that thing up. You got any ideas?
Yeah, you guys can come up with it now if you want. You can figure out something now on the spot.
Ooh.
I feel like that's more up Braden's alley than mine.
I feel we got to incorporate the mob somehow. I feel do you have any ideas?
I'm not a creative soul.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Well, we'll have to get back. Where did Prison Break come from?
There's a lot of guys in that group chat that I don't even know. There's a couple guys in that group chat that just take over the group chat, and they just kind of came up with it and ran with it. I don't know their last names personally because it's just it just has their first name in the group chat. But there's a couple guys in there who Zay and Nix, even that just take over the group chat, and they came up with it, and it just no one's gonna change it. I don't feel unless it's one of those two people.
I would be dating myself. I thought that maybe had something to do with the Prison Break TV show. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. So
yeah, no, I'm familiar with that.
I don't watch many television shows personally.
Yeah,
Where's a big sports guy?
Oh yeah.
I just watch The Office in my free time. The Office is my go-to for sure.
Tanner, no Netflix or any no shows that are your favorite or no?
I'm so lame. I don't watch any TV. I literally just watch sports. That's it. I mean, not that that's lame, but I don't watch any TV or movies. Pretty sure I could count on 2 hands how many movies I've watched in my entire life. So I just don't have enough patience to sit there and watch a whole movie. I just get too bored. I gotta be moving and doing something.
You're just missing out on a bunch of good movies.
Has he watched Remember the Titans? Have you watched Remember the Titans?
Oh, that's a great one.
I have, yes, sir.
Okay. I picked one of your couple that you watched at least,
Oh,
right?
yes, sir. All my movies that I've watched are cultured, so it's all good.
Have you?
The-
Hey, Tanner, did you guys baseball? You guys have baseball today, right?
We did.
Did you guys win?
We did.
Did you start grilling? Are you grilling for them that day or whatever?
No. I'm in charge of the student section for our baseball team. That's what he's asking. We have a really good baseball team down here, and we were actually away today. We drove down to Buckhead to watch the game, which is like kind of near the city, like 20 minutes out. No, we just watched them today with our speaker. I got my megaphone in my car, and then I have a 34-pound boom box. Actually, not even a boom box. I'll try to pull it out. This thing's a beast. It's quite large
Gee.
for our walk-up songs at away games. So yeah.
So you're in charge of kind of the walk-up songs or no?
At away games, yes. At home, I'm in charge of like the kind of like the I don't even know what like rally songs, like when they score runs and stuff like that. Because
Okay.
we have stadium speakers, but that speaker overpowers the stadium speakers pretty easily. So yeah, I was put in charge of that for some reason. I don't know why they chose me out of all the people, but I gladly overtook it.
It's the mullet, bro. It's definitely the mullet. They're like, oh my gosh, that's the one. That's the one.
Now
I think
what?
Omar's trying to join in right here.
Yeah, I think Omar's trying to join in. He just
Oh
asked
yeah,
if we.
yeah. My fault. My fault. Let's get him in here.
Yeah, I'm also like our spirit section leader. I'm like one of the 4 that we have for our school. And I was like talking to Tanner, and this man was just completely showing me up with like grill it and like whatever. I mean, we're a little bit limited due to COVID, but like I don't know. It was just funny. So I've taken some of his ideas. I feel like I need a megaphone now.
So
Hello?
lame.
There
We
you
got
go.
Omar in here.
Hey, sorry, I just landed in Vegas.
No problem, Omar. We're talking. What are we talking? Grill. We're talking walk-up songs. What else are we talking?
We're talking a little student section action.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Omar has his little YouTube channel that he has going on.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
What you got going on there, Omar? What do you do with that?
I just record either like 7-on-7 videos or like during our football season, I kind of like recorded what we did. So I do kind of stuff around that area.
Was talking a little bit about how maybe next week we're trying to get a little Katy, Texas Next Up podcast with your boys.
Right.
Casey Shorter's trying to organize that. So this might not be your only appearance on the Next Up podcast here.
Right.
Just real quick, talk to us about your decision to go to West Point and what were really the factors that were involved in that.
Well, first off, Coach Vidi's, a great recruiter. He told me everything I needed to hear, everything about the program, the upsides, things I need to look forward to. And then, me and Casey have been friends for a while, even dating back before high school. And, him committing there and then, also him telling me about the stuff like that was, a big decision of mine. And then now I have 4 other teammates or 3 other from my school coming. So, that's huge for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I was talking to Casey on a podcast, and just there's a player from his high school, well, a former player, Colin Mooney, who played fullback from Army back in the 2000s and played in the NFL for the Titans too. And his field house has a poster of Colin Mooney up there, so that's what kind of sparked him to take interest in West Point. What was your first introduction to West Point? Was it a call from Coach Fiddy, or did you have any knowledge of them before?
Well, on TV I would see West Point play and all that, but it never really sparked my interest until I started speaking with Coach Vitti, and he started kind of letting me know how I was.
Gotcha. Tanner, real quick, can we get back to these walk-up songs? I'm pretty interested, man.
Oh God. I mean, we just have this year specifically, we have a really good baseball team. I go to a super small school. Unlike Omar, he goes to a giant school. We have 1,100 kids, kindergarten through 12th grade at my school. We have about 400 kids in the entire high school. So we have 12 D1 commits on our baseball team this year. A lot. We have a Vanderbilt center fielder who's probably our best player, and then a Kentucky third baseman, and they go shot for shot home runs. I'm pretty sure today we were sitting over at our rival school. We drove all the way across town to go watch the game. And our Vanderbilt center fielder, it's actually Andrew Jones, who used to play for the Braves. His son, Drew Jones. Sure. I'm pretty sure the baseball still hasn't landed. It was rising into the trees at 330 feet, 80 feet up in the trees. It was insane. I still can't get over it. Yeah, but I'm in charge of I actually got in trouble today with the Holy Innocents athletic director because they hate us. They hate Wesleyan, and I was over there playing music, and they sent out a guy, and they were like, "You got to stop playing that, man. Like, this is our field. You got to stop that because it's overtaking our speakers." And we had to shut it down, so that was a little unfortunate.
I'm a little bit still interested, Tanner. What's the walk-up song for some of your? What is some of the walk-up songs for some of your players? What are you playing?
There's a lot of Southern guys on our team, so it really depends. There's a lot of country music, a lot of Eric Church and stuff like that, Garth Brooks. So it just depends on the person. I know that Drew Jones, his is some rap by NBA Youngboy and stuff like that. So I don't really get into that very much, but I just play it from left field when I get a chance when they tell me to.
Nice. Omar, what's it like when you're able to communicate through either group text or maybe something like this with your future teammates, and get to know these guys a little bit better before you go up to West Point? Because, the next 4 or 5 years, you guys are going to be in group rooms. You're going to be at practices. You might be in classes or training with these guys.
Right. We quite a while ago we made a group text. Everybody's pretty fond of each other. I'm really looking forward to meeting these guys. I know I played a couple, video games with these guys. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing these guys up there, and I'm happy for the opportunity.
Is Madden? Are you guys playing Madden, or what are you guys playing?
Yeah, Madden.
Who's the best Madden player out of this group?
I'm definitely the worst.
I'm okay.
I gotta be the worst.
No, I'm definitely better than Braden, but worse than Omar.
I think I'll take the title.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tanner, we played. Me and Tanner played Rocket League, and he's terrible at that. And that was funny. That was funny to play with him.
I just don't even play that anymore. I haven't played in so long. I just don't plug in my stuff. I don't have that much time anymore.
Gotcha. Well, it's been great to get you guys together tonight. Omar, we appreciate you. You're on a flight to you're on a flight and you take the time to catch up with us. Really appreciate that. And you could follow us on Black Knight Nation, and also we're on podcast platforms all over the place. And really appreciate you guys' time tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you once again.
No problem. You guys have a good night. Appreciate you guys coming on.
Have a good one.
You too. Thank you.